Hello and welcome to round three of the first Revolution Eternal exhibition, where you may recall that my last video was about round one. Unfortunately, my opponent had to drop or skip out on the match due to scheduling issues in round two, so we are actually 2-0 and two match wins away from winning the entire tournament. And we are facing off against a deck that certainly was not on my radar. This is Scribbl's red-green uh, Polymorph. So this is a deck that has kind of two modes. The first mode is just it's a red-green mid-range ramp deck. It's got a Planeswalker. It's got that's not a Planeswalker. Where is it? That's Planeswalker. It's got some value enchantments and Shigana Mana Burns and Crumbling Tower. Got some removal. Light Vein Arrow, Abominable Avalanche. That's great removal. Terminal Impact 2. And then it has some medium-sized creatures. Primal Genesis, Alwanor, Peaceful Journey. But then it also has the mode of casting Divine Repurposing on one of its creatures, and then polymorphing into the only creature in the deck, which is a 10/10 Trample Reach. You don't get the cast trigger, because you just puts in play immediately. 10/10 Trample Reach is actually kind of an annoying permanent for me to deal with. I can go big enough to just attack through and or block down a 10/10 Trample Reach, and I have some spicy sideboard options. But this is just going to be mostly a mid-range match that might have a random 10/10 Trample Reach show up occasionally. But it's a little big for Event Horizon. Let's go. Haven't really gotten to see my deck do its thing yet. My first opponent had some pretty awkward draws and kind of lost to himself, so looking forward to maybe showing off more of what this deck can do this time. Yeah, I am looking to... This is a matchup where I think it's very important to set up my value engine. My opponent is not good at removing an artifact or enchantment. In fact, I don't know if they can do such a thing. No. They can never remove... They got a sideboard card that's not very good against me. They can never remove In Search of Peace if I play it. I'm on the draw. Ugh, this hand I can't keep. It has In Search of Peace, which is important, but it's got a tap land turn 1, no second land. I'm all to 6, unfortunately. But yeah, if I can land In Search of Peace, I get to have that value for the rest of the game, and that's really nice. Fortunately, this hand is just too short on lands. Here, this hand looks much better. I'll put back one of the Glyph of Protections. Omen's okay in this matchup, not great. Glyph will find me my things. This is New Divide, probably for planes, so I can get untapped White Source turn 2. Keep 6. Put back a Glyph of Protection. I don't need 3 of them. Temple? Right, they are right, because they are a polymorph deck, they don't get to play Husk Forger. No 1-mana ramp for them. Drawing a Stark Expanse. Yeah, I'll just New Divide. I never need double black or double blue, so this is just a simple New Divide for planes. And I'm going to get to look at a bunch of cards, at least, and find something to do. Draw a card. Make a... That's not attached. Make a Glyph token. Rough Rider. That's a great card. And that's the shape of the turn. Sure. Then I get to go probably next turn Contest Coordinator, next turn Rough Rider, just start dumping some stuff on the board. I only need to leave up Omen Deception once they have 4 mana, which they could play a 2-mana Rat Spell right now in one of their Alwanors. Nope. In terms of instants, they got Peaceful Journeys, which is just a 1-mana 1/1. I have no Graveyard Synergy. And they do have Light Vein Arrow, so they could Light Vein Arrow a creature if I tried to play one. But if they Light Vein Arrow a Contest Coordinator, I'm not like enormously torn up. Ooh, Skyray Tender. I think I like that better than Contest Coordinator here. It's worse into Avalanche, which they might have, but it's better into Light Vein Arrow, which they could also easily have. Yeah, if I do this and then they Avalanche it, it's unfortunate, but 2-drop for 3-drop, we take those. And I think, play the fast cards first, keep the slow cards like Contest Coordinator for later. Although they have a lot of divided burns, so Skyray Tender might be getting cut in the sideboards. Make my fish. I got lots of permanents. I mean, I say that 10 mana 10/10 is a little hard for me to kill, but yeah, they did have Light Vein Arrow. exactly as predicted. But 10 permanents is not an unachievable number for this deck. Glyph of Protection, especially if I start to blink Glyph of Protection with In Search of Peace, that'll get there pretty fast. Okay. Feeling pretty good about how this game's developing. Might be forced to Contest Coordinator just looking for a land sometime soon. 3 mana. It's Anhame. Okay. 3. Ooh, and they get to play a land, and they get a 1/1 for that. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Anhame, certainly some value. I'm really looking for an In Search of Peace now. Find a swamp. That means I don't have to necessarily have to find a land off of Contest Coordinator. I probably just run out Rough Rider here. I'll probably attack Anhame. I don't think they want to trade. They like having a random creature on board. There's a possibility that I should be starting to leave up Own Deception. Let's start by attacking Anhame. They don't block. So yeah, I guess I could leave up Omen Deception. Like, I could go really defensive play is Glyph, leave up Omen. And the more aggressive play is Rough Rider. I guess if I Glyph, leave up Omen, I'm protecting myself from Polymorphs, which they didn't block, so it's possible they want this spirit so they can Polymorph it. And then what? If I don't find what I'm looking for, I'm just cracking Glyphs and scrying. Rough Rider does put a lot more pressure on the board, even it does leave me open. I think the way this matchup is going to go, I'm not really aggroing them down with this draw, with just a Rough Rider and no way to blink it. I think I need to get value, so I should play this Glyph of Protection. Draw a Gloomcover Step, not really what I was looking for. Got another Glyph, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to play Gloomcover Step and pass the turn. Leave up Omen of Deception in case I get leverage out of that. Otherwise, he's going to scry. Probably just looking for In Search of Peace, honestly. Yeah, Anhame, pretty good on the play on turn 3 with me with like removal turn 2, turn 3 Planeswalker. But if I can find In Search of Peace, I think that's more value than even Anhame. That's more value than kind of any Planeswalker. Okay, they make a chart. They could have theoretically cracked Primal Fissure, played another land, and then -3 to Anhame again. There's like Rough Rider does help attack down Anhame a lot better. Yeah, I'm beginning to regret not playing the Rough Rider here because it's going to be kind of awkward for me to play it on any future turn. So it's possible I should have just played it when the option was best for me. Yeah, not super fan of that play in retrospect. Never mind, my play was excellent. That does have flashback for 6, so they're going to get there eventually. But of course, that's excellent news. One, two, three, four, five, six. I mean, 6 permanents on board. Rough Rider gets me to 8. Contest Coordinator is 9. I am like legitimately close to Event Horizon on a 10/10. Okay, that's enough lands. I think this is Rough Rider instead of Contest Coordinator. I think it's attack Anhame first. Contest Coordinator can't find me anything hugely relevant here. So I think I should just spend my mana efficiently. They're in a block. They can get another thing to Divine Repurposing by minusing Anhame again. But I think this is still worth it. Gonna run out a Rough Rider, make my 1/1. And I think at this point just play the Primal Fissure to sin my deck. No, I should probably play Swamp and leave up Crack a Glyph token. Event Horizon, Alwanor is very funny, but I don't have Event Horizon, and they don't have Alwanor, so I don't think it's not a rush to do that. But yeah, we were kind of in the In Search of Peace waiting room here. If we find it next turn, we can go In Search of Peace, immediate Contest Coordinator. They're going to crack the chart, go past Alwanor, Forest. Okay, 2 Alwanors on the bottom of the deck. Play a Forest. Now goes to 3. And they could cash in Anime just for a draw and some tokens. Otherwise, she's going to be pretty defenseless unless they have some kind of burn spell here. Which is exactly what they have. Terminal on Rough Rider. Make my human, I guess. And I'm going to crack a Glyph. Gain a life. Look at my top 1. Primal Fissure definitely don't want. I'm not going to crack a Glyph right now. Draw Melon. Melon's not bad. I'm going to run out this Contest Coordinator first, because it could find me something relevant. Look at my top 5. Survey says probably just the Phoenix's touch here, right? Is it Phoenix's touch or Glyph of Protection here, is the question. Do I rather make them discard or make me draw? I almost would rather me draw than them discard. Although, Phoenix's touch does eventually get me a discard anyways. I'm looking for a specific card. And that specific card is yeah, and it's quite. They could easily have things they want to discard in the hand. They have some graveyard synergy, so I think it's just Glyph of Protection again. That's the number. That's number 4 because I bottomed 1. Although I did shuffle since then, so it could be the same one. Did I shuffle since then? I actually may not have. Sure. I'm gonna play the Glyph. Draw Contest Coordinator. Make another Glyph token. And I guess I have the choice of Melon plus leave up crack a Glyph, or Contest Coordinator again. Three, 4, 5, 6. I kind of like. Well, while we're thinking on that, let's attack Alwanor. Automate. They are very similarly named legendary cards in their deck. Who has managed to survive quite a while, but isn't going to make any tokens, which is important because there's a repurposing in the graveyard. If I put down Melon, it could easily eat a If they had a Abominable Avalanche, would they have used it last turn instead of Terminal Impact? Not guaranteed. So maybe that does mean I Contest Coordinator here. As much as it doesn't get me In Search of Peace. If I Melon and they triple divided damage it, that is kind of annoying. Yeah, for that reason, I'm going to Stark Expanse Contest Coordinator again. No In Search of Peace. Oh, there is a 1 In Search of Peace in there. That's unfortunate. And no value in there, so it's just Pool of Light. Unfortunate. I don't want to bottom an In Search of Peace, of course, but There's 3 in my top, like, 35 or something, so could find it, and I'm probably cracking glyphs on my next upkeep. Okay, they play a land. That gets Anhame up to 2. They're gonna make a chart. They certainly got a lot of lands. They can flash back Divine Repurposing once they have a creature. There's a creature. Makes them a 2/2 Ox. Oh, and they're gonna immediately repurposing it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, and they're gonna keep going. We know 2 of them are on the bottom, so it might be a while. Primal Genesis, Shikana Minor Burns, Crumbling Tower, Divine Repurposing. There it is. They have a 10/10 Trample Reach. Oh, and it's a shuffle. Okay. Okay, so I have to throw away a creature to kill Anhame here. But if I... Okay, so there's actually some interesting stuff here. Here's the question. Do I crack Omen of Deception or I crack a Glyph? I want the ability, if I find Event Horizon, to cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I go down a permanent by sacking whatever I sack, but I can go up a permanent with a melon. So I think I crack Omen Deception because I want to scry 2 instead of 1. Makes sense to me. View my top 2. Ha! Yep. Move to bottom of library. Keep that on top. Draw. You gotta go Pool of Light. Oh, Melon's 2 permanents. Right, I forgot. Well, in any case, Melon, get the red-green. I need the red one, which is Penwrath Insurgency. And then I'm just gonna... My 2-1 reveal is just gonna kill your 10/10. Very funny that works. Cool, now they're down to 1 card in hand. They got 2 Divine Repurposing in their graveyard. They got a Primal Genesis. They could flash back. I believe that makes... Let me just view Genesis Totem. Yeah, it makes a 4/4. That's annoying. I might have to deal with that eventually. But I get to attack 2 at Alwanor, 1, 2 at you. Yeah, the Primal Genesis, I guess, is the next threat I have to deal with. But I got some stuff going on. It's a 6 on a 4/4. When it attacks, they make a 2/2 and gain 2 life. I can block it down, but it's inconvenient. Yeah, that's what's happening here. I get a lot of looks. Another Event Horizon, obviously, is great against 0/0 totems. Yeah, it's not a token. You do get the real one, but it's just if it would leave, you exile it instead, as it says. Okay, how many glyphs do I crack? Well, the answer is at least 1. Look at my top 1 card. Phoenix's Touch. They got 2 cards in hand, so Phoenix's Touch quite likely to do something. And it's a redraw. I don't hate Phoenix's Touch here. I guess if I Phoenix's Touch and then crack it, I have 2 mana left, so it has to be exactly Event Horizon. I don't get to crack any more glyphs. I got 4 more glyphs I could crack. I can just block down this totem. Yeah. I'll keep that. I don't know what they have in their hand, but they didn't play a land last turn. Sure. Draw that. Okay, I'm going to run out of black mana, I guess, because I tapped my swamp. They had 3rd Divine Repurposing. Okay, I'm just going to immediately draw off Phoenix's touch. Lucent Basin. That's unfortunate. Not really what I was looking for. Gonna be cracking a couple more glyphs, I imagine. Which means I probably can't play Primal Fissure, right? Yeah, because I need to crack glyphs and then leave up stuff. So, tap Lucent Basin, I think. End turn. So this is annoying. Especially since if I find In Search of Peace, I do need to find another spell afterwards to kind of do anything with it. They can make Alinor, but honestly, the totem might be better. Yep, unfortunately, I don't have it. Quadruple block? Yeah, quadruple block means I kill it through a and whatchamacallit? Sure. Getting a little short on permanents for Event Horizon. And they do have 3 Divine Repurposing in the graveyard, so they're going to get to turn this into Alinor again. You know, it's just a 10/10 reach trample, so not necessarily the end of the world. There it is. 10/10 with reach and trample. Crack this. Gain a life. You my top card. Exorcist. No, that's not good enough. Would have been nice earlier. Gain a life. Look at my top card. In Search of Peace. Oh, right. That does end the turn. I forgot that's how that works. I think I do actually keep that. As much as, like, it doesn't do anything immediately, I can just take a hit from the 10/10. It's not a big deal. And then it just does so much if I'm able to get something going. That's how I get out of this, right? Yep, gonna draw my In Search of Peace. Play my In Search of Peace. Play a tap Primal Fissure. Ship the turn. Sure. Go to 9. Obviously, they have Terminal Impact in their deck, so going to low life totals is not great for me, but I can deal. They play a Crumbling Tower. It's annoying. I don't like seeing them have a value play here. I'm going to crack a chart, find a forest. So yeah, they're going to have Crumbling Tower going soon. This In Search of Peace has to get me, like, a ton of value. Okay, Autumn is not the most dangerous. Gain a life. Look at my top 1. Okay. Now the question is, do I sack the glyph to itself? Because I'm worried about running out of things to blink. Especially because, like, this is my last glyph of protection, so I'm not going to be able to draw any more glyph of protections, which is a big thing I want to get off of. So, like, the ability to blink this with In Search of Peace is really huge. Let's untap. Go to upkeep and craft this Primal Fissure. Grabbing Island, I guess. So basically everything except a land. Well, there is a glyph of protection in there. Like best things are like the stuff that draws cards. So Phoenix's Touch, Glyph of Protection, the last Contest Coordinator. Maddening Maw is pretty good. That empties that can empty their hand eventually. Event Horizon. Cassia would be great. I think do I. So the question is, do I crack with Glyph of Protection? I think I do. Another In Search of Peace. Hmm. So I cast that, I blink Contest Coordinator, it comes back, and I'm looking for Omen of Deception in that case, which does have Flash. I think it's better than average, but is it good enough to win? In Search of Peace, blink Contest Coordinator comes back. I need to get Omen of Deception, then I can blink both of these again. I'm probably not. No, I think this isn't good enough. I think I need something better. Event Horizon's not bad. I'm going to kill their Crumbling Tower right now, I think. Look, they can deal 1 to me. Blinking Contest Coordinator? Yeah. Okay, Event Horizon, your Crumbling Tower. Search of Peace, blinks Contest Coordinator. They're going to chuck it at my face for 1. Well, go to my end step. Yeah, they can still play Anime. Contest Coordinator trigger. Look at my top 5. Own Reception? No, there's a Maddening Maw, which obviously I am going to take here. Okay, that's probably curtains if I can't like keep the chain going on their turn. I could I could I think I have to do like this. Wow, did not expect to lose to this deck. It looked a little kind of underpowered for Eternal, but it's really been putting in the work this game. Yep. Okay, down a game. So I do have some good sideboard cards. First of all, they have a lot of graveyard synergy. Um, between the various flashback cards, the totems, the invokes. Um, so I think Faces of the Faceless is better. I can get out Contest Coordinator. And No Time to Waste. No Time to Waste is pretty good against Eleanor, because I can just take it. That seems pretty good to me. I want at least 3 of those. Sky Tender, I think they're very likely to bring in Crimson Finale, which is pretty good against Sky Tender, so I think I have to trim some of those. Omen Deception, they're just a ramp deck. Now that I have better answers in terms of No Time to Waste, I don't want to be on these. And then I'm just thinking, do I want to trim these Contest Coordinators? Do I want to trim Discard? Once again, they have Graveyard Synergies. And do I want the 4 for No Time to Waste? It could be awkward if I draw too many of them. It's also decent against where is it? Against Crumbling Tower, because I can steal it and then sack it to its own ability. But I think 3 is the number I want. Question is, do I want Crucible over something? Melon's good. Maybe over Contest Coordinator, given that I'm taking out some hits for Contest Coordinator. I'm putting in 2 hits, taking out 3 hits. Yeah, put in a Crucible, take out a Contest Coordinator. Probably try it like this. Okay, backs against the wall here. It'd be great if Scribble could like prove that their own cards, because both Divine Repurposing and Eleanor are Celestaire cards that Scribble designed. Could do their work in Eternal. Okay, be on the play. Let's cast In Search of Peace a little sooner. Well, there's an okay. Wow, this hand has turn 2 Exorcist, turn 3 in search of peace. Nothing else, just 5 lands. Yeah, so I have nothing good to blink with in search of peace. But I do have Exorcist, which is good. I'm on the play, so I get one fewer look. Things I need to find a thing to blink with in search of peace, and then a spell to trigger in search of peace. But Search is like the best card in this matchup by so much. They have no answer to it anywhere in their deck. Sorry, they have this card. They can, each opponent sacrifices 2 non-creature non-permanents, but like if I get a Glyph of Protection, it protects me from that, so I don't even know if they sided in. This is a really tough mull. Really, really tough. I think I mulligan this. It's really close. I really don't know if that's right. Oh god, and I draw. Immediately I'm into a 1-lander. I have to mull this. Oy, oy. Into another 1-lander, but this one I have to keep. I have 2 no time to waste, so if I find enough lands... Ugh. This is just absolutely brutal. Put back one of those. Put back Maddening Maw, I guess. It's a tap land. Ugh. Well, now I wish I had that 7 back. Yeah, so we're probably going to be out here. But, going to play it out, but... Yeah, this is a kind of card advantage-centric matchup. I really do not want to be missing land drops. Yeah. Phoenix's Touch. Discard Avalanche, which, yeah, was what I expected. I should have kept that 7. That's results-oriented. It's completely possible that 7 is not better than a random 6. I just happened to draw poorly. Yep, they're going to Adventure Alinor. Okay, I draw a land. And so, yeah, this is Lucent Basin. If they go for Polymorph, I can Event Horizon in response, which kind of ruins their day. Otherwise, it's Crack Phoenix's Touch. Once I find a 3rd land, I'm safe from Polymorphs because of no time to waste. Or not safe, but in a much better shape. On Hame. Yeah, can't do anything about that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Crack Phoenix's Touch. Okay, find a land. Okay, so mana situation is sorted. I think this is just Renowned Rough Rider. Yeah, easily Renowned Rough Rider here. Okay, so if I draw In Search of Peace here, I can go In Search of Peace into Phoenix's Touch. Like I have the 1 mana card. No Time to Waste, pretty good against Planeswalkers. If you can just, because you can often, like, catch them in a way where you don't have to ever give them back. Event Horizon's going to be on. There are possibilities here. I think if I draw In Search of Peace, I'm back in this game, I think. Draw In Search of Peace, they don't kill Rough Rider. But, it's a lot of asks, but it's more than nothing, which is kind of what we had before. Climb to the Peak. Yeah, that's another that's card draw. It's value. Okay, that's not a great Climb to the Peak hit. It's going to draw them a bunch of lands. And a Crumbling Tower. But that's, it doesn't look like them killing my Rough Rider, at least. It's probably don't have an actual land drop this turn to get Anhame off of 3 loyalty. Okay. Yep, so there it is going to be 0 Anhame for the chart. Crack chart, yep. Finding Primal Fissure, tap land at least. You can't activate that twice in one turn. What are you doing? Don't know what Scribbl's trying to do here, but none of that, please. They have 2... No, they only have 1 land drop, which they can make with the Primal Fissure. Up to 4. Okay. In Search of Peace. Maddening Maw. Oh, Maddening Maw's not nothing. Okay. So do I want to... No time to waste Anhame. They're not acting like they have an answer to that. So I can make them discard their whole hand. Phoenix's Touch, Maddening Maw, use Maddening Maw. That gets rid of their entire hand, all 3 cards. Obviously, if they're the flashback card in there, it's sad, but could be good. I could no time to waste the Anhame, but I think I'll have opportunities to do that later. And wait, I don't have double black. Never mind, I can't do that. That's annoying. So yeah, if one of my mana is being spent on a Maddening Maw, do I no time to waste Anhame or just leave Event Horizon? Or Event Horizon Anhame? Or Event Horizon Climb to the Peak? Probably just do not care about their 1/1s. Like, whatever, they get more 1/1s, they can already block all my stuff forever. So I care more about Climb to the Peak getting them Crumbling Tower. This draws them a land every turn, maybe I don't care too much. Maddening Maw, use it, Event Horizon Climb to the Peak. I think that's the line. Yeah. Maddening Maw. And I do want to keep the, they discard a Crumbling Tower, sure. Maddening Maw. Discard Crimson Finale. Cool. Pool of Light. Just kill Climb to the Peak now. Kind of still in the In Search of Peace waiting room. But, like, I'm now looking at this board state, like, if I find In Search of Peace, I have outs. Where, that's more than I could say a few turns ago. They can make a bunch of 1/1s and play a bunch of lands, but... They can make a bunch of 1/1s, make a bunch of charts, but... If I find In Search of Peace, I can go over the top of that. Yeah, I'm behind, but I have outs. I am looking at this no time to waste, like, how much can I afford to keep this um, for Alwanor, and how much do I need to use this no time to waste for value on something like a Crumbling Tower, or even an Anhame? I think Anhame is not good enough. I need something better. But not that much better. If there was a Crumbling Tower, I'd probably have to take it. Well, I can't crack Crumbling Tower unless I have red mana. Forgot that. Okay, they're gonna -3 anime. Yep. They're gonna make a whole bunch of 1/1s. You know, they don't have like ways of pumping their 1/1s. They're just 1/1s. Oh, I should have taken out Cassia. Maybe I should have. It's possible. Cassia's actually a good draw here, so maybe I'm glad I have Cassia in. Because, like, there's 1/1, so it can hit me for some damage. But once I have Rough Rider untapped, I can actually just block. Okay, that's annoying. Now I have nothing to blink with in Search of Peace. But there are no cards in hand. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, now even in Search of Peace isn't that good for me, unfortunately. Glyph of Protection. Oh, wow, that's actually an incredible draw. Glyph of Protection. Draw. In Search of Peace. Wow. Are we in this? Suddenly I think we're in this. Play in Search of Peace. Okay. Suddenly there's potential here. Especially if they go for Elwenor, they get absolutely screwed here. If they go Polymorph into Elwenor, I no time to waste it, Phoenix's Touch, blink it, and get to keep it forever. This is no time to waste now on its good mode. The Steal Things Forever mode. I gotta find a creature so I don't die to these random 1/1s. And I need them not to draw too much, but they're top decking here. There are definite possibilities here. I think I do start trading off these 1/1 humans. Yeah, they're gonna make a chart. Makes sense. They certainly don't have multiple lands in hand because they only got one card. Just looking for more value things. More Glyph of Protections would be great. Crack chart. Sure, they find Forest. They might even save it for their next anime turn because they want to get the token off of it. No, they just play it. Come on, just go for a Polymorph. You know you wanna. I'm tapped out. That's Primal Genesis. Okay. That's fine. I am going to block down 2 of them. Takes 3. I just gotta stay alive. Okay, first question. Do I upkeep this Glyph of Protection? Just for the gain 1, look at cards. I can't crack this Phoenix's Touch. See, otherwise I'm not doing anything with this mana. I do want to find things. Sure. 1. Look at my top 1. Gloomcover Step. Bottom. Crucible! The castable spell is what that is. I think it's Phoenix. Do I? Yeah. Oh yeah. I can. I can't blink. I only have 2 things to blink. Is annoying. Is the annoying part. I can blink Phoenix's Touch, I guess. Yeah, I think I save Crucible just so I have something to play next turn. But I can blink Griffin Protection, gain a life. Getting hit for 5, gain 1. Looking for another good thing to blink, I guess, which Crucible is not. Yeah, I think it's just Phoenix's Touch. I mean, this would be a crazy comeback from a Multi 5 here. Be a very awkward hand. You don't have anything to get back. Primal Genesis is going to be annoying. This is when I really wish this was Faces of the Faceless rather than my one of Crucible. Really not the time for it. Uh, I could run it out, but it doesn't actually do that much. Let's make Blink Phoenix's Touch, doesn't do much. No, I think I need to go to end step. It comes back, I draw a card, I make a glyph. The planes. I'm going to be cracking this glyph. Looking for more stuff that does things. Event Horizon would be great. I have to fade them drawing good things now. Primal Genesis is going to get back actually both Avalanche tokens. Oh, so I think I'm lost. It's too late. I need to chain a whole bunch of nonsense together. Or they go for an Alwanor here for no reason instead of Primal Genesis. Yeah, I think I'm favored in this matchup still. I just had very awkward draws both times. Really unfortunate. Yeah, that's how it is sometimes. I get Temple of Origins. Wait, no, Invoke is not casting a spell. Invoke's an activated ability. Never mind. Okay, actually I have outs. Come on, just go for the repurposing. Do it. No, it's Primal Genesis. Oh, they hit me for 4. Okay, crack a glyph, gain a life. Look my top 1. Pool of Light, move to bottom. I'm not going to crack itself. Oh, Gloom Cover Step. The draws have not been cooperating. I can crack this Phoenix's Touch. Not an artifact. I could take this totem, but I don't get to keep it in any way. Am I on? I have to no time to waste the totem to blink Phoenix's Touch, make them discard that last card, whatever it is. Yeah, it's probably at this point no time to waste totem, Crucible, blink Glyph. That at least keeps me alive a turn. And I have to draw into more answers in case they find something big, but I can't do much else here. I can't crack Phoenix's Touch. I need to blink it. Okay, I can find more stuff. I can find more stuff. I just need to hold on. No time to waste your totem. And blink Glyph. Crucible, blink Phoenix's Touch. I can't let them have a card in hand. I don't know what that card is, but I absolutely can't let them keep it. End step, Crucible, you 2 things come back. Okay, I've stabilized a little at least. Crucible, Phoenix's Touch. Make a glyph, draw a card. Event Horizon. It was the card in hand with Primal Genesis. Love to see that gone. Okay. Okay, suddenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm 3 permanents off Event Horizon Alwanor if it comes down, but I'm hoping it doesn't. Oh, they just draw an Alinor. This is until the end of my next turn, so I get to keep it as a blocker, and then attack with it once, and then I probably have to blink it out with In Search of Peace. But it probably keeps them from attacking me this turn. Like, I block, I take 3, I kill an Ox. That's a good exchange for me. They Avalanche Face. Sure. Gets exiled. This turns into a creature, I guess. Oh, is that lethal? That is lethal, isn't it? With gatekeepers. Ah! They just needed to. I needed to fade one more draw. I was so close, even on the mull to 5. That's really frustrating. Like, just really bad hands, really good matchup. Yeah. So yeah, that's unfortunately a single elimination tournament. So not much left for me here. We were close, but just needed better mulls, better finding search of piece faster. Probably should have mulled my game 1 hand, honestly. Is how I could have gotten out of this, but maybe different sideboarding is how I need to get this, but I don't know. Need to fade one more draw, and then I'm probably like able to keep myself safe. Yeah, unfortunate. Well, we still have the main REV GP, the standard GP, which I am still like I'm in semifinals of right now. But that's going to be end of my eternal run. I still think this deck is quite good. Although clearly not as busted as the old one that got to play Boro. I think probably there's better tempo decks out there. But that's Eternal. We'll be having these tournaments every 4 months or so. Looking forward to the next one. Good night.